Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So for today's video I will be answering some questions about UC Davis. So for my last video I asked you guys to send me some questions anonymously through a link and I received a few responses, so I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions, and if you have more after you watch this video I think I'll just keep the link active, and if I receive a ton more questions maybe I'll do like a part 2 or something. But since I'm a rambler and I'm probably going to be very detailed in the responses, I'm just going to go ahead and get started. So the first question's very straight to the point, dorm essentials. So I'm just going to talk about a few that just like come to my mind right now, and then I might make a video later on specifically on dorm essentials. But the first thing that I would definitely recommend is to get a mattress pad or a mattress topper. So the mattress that's provided with the beds in the dorms, they're not the most comfortable, and since you know you want to get like a good night's sleep, you'll be really wanting to get a mattress pad or a mattress topper to put on top of your mattress. So definitely recommend that. And what else? I would recommend a water filter. So I grew up in the Bay Area where I could like easily drink tap water, but the water in Davis doesn't really taste that good, so I would definitely get a water filter. Besides a mattress topper and a water filter, I would get a microwave and a mini fridge. If you can't get those two things, I would definitely like rent them from a services center, which you can do. It's not that expensive to rent, I believe, and so I would definitely recommend those things because it's really nice to have snacks and cold drinks like on hand, especially if you're studying in your room. I would get a fan to put like by your desk or by your bed because it gets hot, and like you have a thermostat in your room, but sometimes, you know, some extra air. I'm trying to like think on the spot about some other essentials. Ooh, a shower caddy. I would definitely recommend a shower caddy, especially since well, there are lockers in the bathrooms, so I put all my shower stuff in there, but I still had like a shower caddy, which is just nice to like carry all of your stuff at once. Some people didn't keep their stuff in the bathroom, they kept them in their room, so they would go back and forth from their room to the bathroom, so a shower caddy was very essential in that case. But it's just really nice just like having all your shower stuff in one spot. And what else for dorm essentials? Oh, I think I mentioned this in my dorm room tour, but I would definitely recommend getting a cushion and a backrest for your chair, because the one that's provided in the dorms are not the most comfortable. Like, they're plastic and they have like little like ridges, and it kind of hurts if you're wearing shorts or if you were sitting down for a long time, your butt starts to hurt. So I would definitely recommend getting those two things if you plan on sitting at your desk for a long time. I personally was like out on campus, but for like late nights if I was working at my desk, it was really nice to have those two things to like make my chair more comfortable. And those are the essentials that I can think of like right now, but if I think of any more I will mention some in the description, and I'm still planning on making like a separate like more elaborate video on essentials, so look out for that if you are interested in learning more. Thank you for your question. So the next question is, isn't the campus really big? Do you have to bike to classes? Tips on not getting lost? Thanks. So I really like this question because it's very relatable to me. I'm a navigationally challenged person, so my first quarter I was getting lost a lot, so I can definitely help out. So the campus is pretty big. I think it's one of like the biggest UC campuses, so you definitely have to bike to classes, especially if you have like a 10-minute gap between classes. If you have like a lot of back-to-back classes, you definitely need to bike just to make sure you get there on time. But in terms of not getting lost, there's a few things that I did. So at the services center I got like multiple copies of the map, and so every quarter I would like circle like where all my classes were, and then I would like figure out where it was like where my classrooms were like closest to. So I'd figure out like really big lecture halls. I'd figure out like, oh, it's really close to the Memorial Union, so like big buildings on campus or like well-known buildings on campus, I try to associate those together. So that's one thing I did, and the maps are free, so like get a bunch and do that each quarter until like you feel comfortable like for your 3 quarters during freshman year. I would definitely recommend that. Another thing you can do is find like a friend that is older and can help you out. So my roommate, she had a friend who was a junior, so he like took us on our bikes and like showed us like the halls and like showed us where each of our classes were. There's also this thing that they do, there's like volunteers at the services center where they do like a tour of the campus like multiple times, like in the beginning of each quarter, which was really nice. So you can do that. There's a lot of resources to make sure you don't get lost. Unfortunately, like I used all of them and I still ended up getting a little bit lost, but right now, like, I feel much better about the campus. Like, I'm not 100% familiar with every inch of campus, but now I feel super confident. Even if I don't, even if I haven't been to a specific lecture hall, I feel like I can make it there just because I've had so much experience, like, getting lost in different parts of campus and being like, okay, so this is where this hall is now. So definitely just get out there. If you have a day where you're kind of like free and you don't have that many classes, or it's like the weekend, I would definitely just like bike around on your own, like get familiar with the campus whenever you have time, or like a few days before your classes start, I would bike to each lecture hall to see how far each lecture hall is from the next, and also just to like get familiar with the classroom before classes start. So definitely do that. And of course you have like maps on your phone, or there's a specific UC Davis app that you can use to find even like the specific classroom inside a building, so I'll link that information down below. But yeah, at first it's a little intimidating. The campus is really big and you might get lost during your first few days, but if you aren't like super navigationally challenged like me, you'll probably pick it up after like a week or 2 weeks or so. So yeah. The next question is, how does the UC Davis meal swipes work? Is there a limited amount of swipes we can use to access a DC per day? Also, do we lose a swipe if we access the ARC, for example? Thank you. So I don't know like where you got this information, but the swipes from the DC and swipes when you want to access the ARC, which is our gym, not related at all. I guess the only thing that they have in common is that you have to use your Aggie card to get into both buildings, but not related whatsoever. So they recently changed the UC Davis meal plan. So what it is now is you get an unlimited amount of swipes, but the plan that you choose depends on like the days that you want the days that you want to use your swipes. Sorry, that was just explained horribly. So I had the blue plan, so basically I could go into the DC anytime that was open between Monday through Friday for an unlimited amount of time, and there's like the gold plan where it's like 7 days a week, so that includes like the weekend. And I really like the unlimited plan because sometimes I like going to the DC to just like get some fruit, like get a banana or whatever, and I don't like going in for like a whole meal. So, and also like as a freshman, when you're living in the dorms, like the DC is like a really short walk, so you can go there anytime. Sometimes I go to the DC, make myself a cup of coffee and just work on like an essay or something. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question. For the ARC, you can swipe in as many times as you want whenever they're open. Yeah. Okay, so this is the last question I'm going to answer because I'm talking a lot and the other ones are more like repetitive. So the last one is, can you talk about housing in Davis? How did you decide where to move after freshman year? So I am the type of person, whether it's like for a job or whether it's for an apartment in this example, I like to do a lot of research beforehand just because I want to know what I'm getting myself into. I want to be super prepared. I want to make sure that I look at all the options and that I'm making like the best decision for me. So housing in Davis, from what I've picked up on, it's gotten a little bit more expensive and it's gotten a little bit more competitive. So that sucks, which means both of those things are probably just going to get worse. But so for me, what I did first was find a group of people that I wanted to live with. That's like the most important thing to do, is to make sure that you are going to be compatible with your housemates and you're all on the same page in terms of like what you're looking for. And the next thing would be to just research online some different apartment complexes, and you want to make sure that you pick some, like, whatever is important to you. Like, is it more important to you to be closer to campus and you would rather pay like $100 more per month for this certain apartment, or do you want one that's really close to like a shopping center? It really like depends on your preference, but I would just get that sorted out, discuss with your housemates, and then what I did was set up like tours or set up like phone meetings or whatever, just to like learn more and have specific questions answered that I couldn't find on like the website. Or so my camera just stopped recording randomly, so I forgot where I was exactly, but I think I was talking about like making a list of questions that highlights really what's important to you. So we toured so many places. We ended up making like a little like housing guide with pros and cons for each place, what amenities were included, the costs, the square feet, like everything. Like it was so freaking detailed. So I would do that, or if you don't really care that much, I guess you don't have to do that. So those are all of the questions that I'm going to be answering today. Thank you so much for sending me those questions. I hope you found this video helpful and hopefully answered your questions well. And also thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys very soon in another video. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.